What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, another day, another dollar, and today it was raining dollars. You had every opportunity to get on board the money train as the market actually made a move out of our double inside day to the upside. We'll review all that and more here in just a minute. But if you guys don't mind, please leave a like down below. Help a brother out. If you're enjoying the content, hit that like button. Comment something nice down below. How was your day? Let me know. So I'm just, before we get into today's markets, just keep in mind, guys, there's always opportunity on the horizon. If you did not make any money today, if you lost a little bit, if you did trade, if you didn't trade, it's not the end of the world. There are plenty of days left to trade. But keep in mind, you want to make sure that you set your stops. You want to make sure that you keep yourself level-headed. Do not get emotional. Markets like this have been tough, but there is sunshine on the other side. All right, anyway, let's get into today's action. Let's look at the monthly, right? The monthly time frame, not a lot is changing for us. Not a lot is changing for us from the monthly standpoint. We are, however, pushing up towards the upper end of our monthly range, which is good, right? You want to see us kind of start to push through this 4150, 4200 area and make a move to the upside, right? We want this downward trend to be confirmed that we're broken out of if you are a buyer. Now, if you're a seller, on the other hand, you want to see us reject and roll over. But I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. Let's see this market break out of balance to the upside and then go test this 43.2750 area. If we can get through this 42.0850, you will go test August of last year's high at 43.2750. Above that high, your next monthly high is up here at 45.8850, right? And then you start attacking these other monthly highs, and then eventually our all-time high at 48.0825. So let's see if we can continue to set new highs on the year. Something Paul pointed out today in his video in the room is, and it's interesting. We'll look at. I'll point it out here in a minute on the daily, but we have not seen the low of year since the first day of trading for the year. So we opened up and drove straight up for the most part, and haven't tested the low of year. We pulled back once, right? These couple weeks, but never got to that daily low. Weekly, right? We are chopping around here in this range on our weekly time frame. Let's pull up that weekly balance real quick. Weekly, we are coming out of an inside week. A double inside week is what it was shaping up to be. Coming out of an inside week to the upside. Now the question is, do we finally start to get some legs above last week's high of 41.6950 and begin to grind up to 42.0625? Another question, are we getting near our balance high and going to back off again? That's a possibility. I would like to see this market break out of this inside week and continue to push up and take out 42.0625 and then get that 42.0850 level that we've been talking about for so long. So we are attempting to come out of an inside week to the upside, right? Chopping around here in this balance area. Now let's look at our daily. Let's look at our daily. And then I want to show you guys that daily. See this, actually, no, not since the first trading day of the year. Maybe I lied, first week. At least for ES. Maybe SPY's a little bit different, but for ES, actually, we did. Maybe I'm tripping. Hold on. I'm tripping, boys. Nope. 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 We've said, yeah, okay. Sorry about that. I'm blanking here. Anyway, daily in the larger secondary balance here, which is our weekly balance as well. We are chopping around, but we are attempting to push up and test the upper portion of that larger daily balance at 4206.25, which is also our weekly balance. However, on our primary balance, we've pushed up and attempted to break out of that balance to the upside. Could you have said that this high back here on the 10th was your balance high? You could, and you could say that the daily is one time framing up. But for me, I want to see us get above this 4177.25 level. We broke out of our double inside day to the upside. So our double inside day to the upside was very fruitful. Provided a lot more volume and range today than the last several days. So we've come up, we've tested what I have as my primary balance high at 4177.25, and we've backed off a little bit, closed below it. I am going to call the daily up. Even though we close back inside this range, I want to see what the buyers have above May's high at 4169.50. Actually, you know what? I'm lying to myself. I'm lying to you. We're going to call it balance. If tomorrow we take out today's high, we will firmly be one time framing up, and then we'll be looking to test that high at 4206.25. So I'm gonna mark that real quick for you guys and for myself, just to kind of keep it mentally in the books there. 4206.25. Can I click? Hello? Okay. And it didn't even mark it. Whatever. TOS has been glitchy here recently. Anyway, testing that balance high. Still in balance for me. We're going to call it that way. If we take out today's high, we will be firmly one time framing up. But double inside day to the upside was successful. Let's see if this market can really get some legs above this 41.725 area. Now let's go ahead and look at our 30-minute time frames on the day and look at what opportunities there were. Like I said, I'm on a trading break, so I've not been trading, but there were opportunities to take trades in this market today. As you can see, we ended today with a double distribution on the day. What does that mean? Well, that means we had a distribution down here where we traded 3 or more time frames back and forth through similar prices, and then we created single prints or intraday gap to the upside, and then got a few more time frames to consolidate and trade through the similar same price points, at a higher area or a higher distribution. So we have a double distribution, the upper or the lower distribution being from 41.48.25 to 41.25.75. That is all one distribution. You can kind of see that here on the volume profile as well. And then you have the upper distribution, which would be 41.64.50 to 41.79 high of day today. So double distribution, breaking out of this double inside day to the upside. Finally got some good range, some good volatility to the upside, which is what we wanted to see. Let's pull up our destinations and go over what happened today. So in A period, we opened up right at the afternoon rally high, which was a great short opportunity first time round. I mean, terrific short opportunity. So we opened up right around the afternoon rally high. You could have taken a short the first time round since we opened up inside the day's range. Could have taken a short against that afternoon rally high. I believe the overnight high was right around that area as well. Let me see if I can't find that in our 15-minute time frame here. Overnight high was, yes. The overnight high was right there at 41.4475. 41.4475 was that afternoon, or was the overnight high, and we got to 44.25. So we front ran here in A period, front ran. So if I pull this up, you can see in A period on our 15-minute chart against that overnight high, we front ran that and the afternoon rally high and backed off the first time, saying in yesterday's video that if we opened up inside the day's range, couldn't take out the day's high, you would go trade down at this 13 wide point of control at 41.36. So great risk reward opportunity there against the overnight high. You short against 43, 44 to come into 36. And then if you got that, your next destination on the downside was the day's low. We got near the day's low, but we did not touch it. We got near it in A period. We attempted to get near it in B period. Could not touch it. What we did test was the price probe at 41.27, which I did forget to mark in yesterday's video. But we tested that price probe, held the previous day's low, rotated back up to the 41.36 level, and then became rotational. Value at the time was unchanged. So all we had initially, the first portions of the day, was just a whole lot of chop. A through D period, pretty much nothing but chop. Then something happened in D period where we pulled back, could not get back below the previous day's value low. I believe our value low was right there at the time. And then we had a reversal bar pushing to the upside, getting above that afternoon rally high, and taking out our initial balance high. That's when things started to change a little bit for the buyers. We got our overnight high as well. So now we have one time framing up for the buyers. We have the overnight high for the buyers, and we have the initial balance high for the buyers. Your next target on the upside is the previous day's high. So we look to push through that. You could have been taking longs on pullbacks. However, you definitely would have been using D's low as your out, or just a few points below C's low. Your next opportunity to get long was in F period, where we did create a very, very tiny set of single prints, finally got the previous day's high, and that's when this market decided to really get its move on after F period closed with a small set of single prints above the previous day's high. G period opened up and then rocketed up like it was nobody's business, pushing through 41.55.25 and 58.25 previous daily highs. So boom, boom, we got those. However, there were opportunities in this range on pullbacks to get long. You had one time framing up and you were starting to get single prints, and we were breaking out of an inside day to the upside. So what do you do with an inside day? You go with it and monitor it for continuation. Well, you got continuation, so you wanted to go with it, right? You had single prints that were set in F period, very small, but they held. And then boom, in G period, once you got out of that inside day, stops ran, and we rocketed to the upside. Other long opportunities that you could have taken were later in the day, as from a 30-minute standpoint, you could have obviously continued to buy on pullbacks in G period. You could have bought against on pullbacks in H period against the set of single prints below. You could have bought on pullbacks in I period against the set of single prints. Same thing in J period against the set of single prints, but we had stopped the one-time framing down at that point. Now in K, you want to be cautious, because what happened once K took out J's low, you went and backfilled that set of single prints. You could have taken a long against H's low and against G set of single prints, but where's your out, right? Where do you get out of the trade? So you could have taken the short, or not the short, the long against H's low, and used that as your stop. But other than that, there really wasn't a good setup here on a pullback. So, I mean, you could have gotten long and you would have definitely made money. However, it was just not worth the risk reward, in my opinion, against H's low. So, the better trades were when we were trending in G, H, I, and in J period against a set of single prints. After K filled that and we started a one time frame down, things started to shift a little bit. Was not best risk reward. But we did get above that 69.50. And then you can see here, we just barely got above what I had as my balance high at 77.25 and came back in. So it's also where the gap started. I didn't even realize that. We had a gap there as well from 41.77.25 to 41.82.25. So all that push up, these buyers could not fill that gap. So we still have a gap from 79 to 82.25 that needs to be filled. But yeah, that's the gist of it. We're going to go ahead and mark our destinations. Now that was a little long-winded. I hope you guys stuck to it and understood what I was getting at. So there is our hive day, and where the gap starts, it fills at 41.82.25. Now we have where our single prints start, which is H's low. At 64.50. Single print start here, and it is the lower portion of the upper distribution. So the upper distribution is 41.79 to 41.64.50. Single prints start here because you backfill whenever you have single prints to the upside. So it's just like a gap, right? You want to fill that gap. These single prints fill at F's high of 49. Jesus, come on. 49 is where the single prints fill. Fairly large set of single prints. Boom, boom. And then we have a very small set here in F period. That's, I mean, a very small set. Actually, I don't even know if I need to mark them. I don't know how much they'll be relied on, but you'll definitely, because if you fill this set here in G period, you're most likely going to fill a very small set in F. But they're there, so we'll mark them. 48.75. Apparently, it was significant enough to push through. Single print start. Okay, Chris, get together. They fill at D's high of 48.25. Single prints fill. Boom. And that is where the upper portion of your lower distribution begins. And the bottom portion is the low of day down here at 25.75. Low of day. Boom. Boom. All right. I don't know why I cannot type today. So there you guys have it, ladies and gentlemen. Single prints, double distribution day, low of day. It's what we go out with. Two sets, one small, one very large, double distribution day. You want to see us take out today's high and or remain in the upper distribution for tomorrow. We either open up in the upper distribution, take out today's high, and continue to, or for me, we'll be getting to one time frame up. For others, it will be continuing to one time frame up. But you get above 41.79, you'll be one time framing up. You would want to fill that gap at 82.25. Your next destination is our secondary balance high, 42.06.25. However, if you open up in the upper distribution and cannot take out the day's high, you will look to fill this set of single prints from 41.6450 to 41.49. If you get there, you will trade in this lower distribution back into the 41.36 area and 41.25.75 low of day. But like I said, buyers, they want to protect this. They want to go out with a good week, with an outside week up, right? You want to have that continuation. So we should, in theory, have a higher probability of taking out today's high, filling that gap, and getting up to our secondary 42.0625 balance high. Thanks again for stopping by. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Catch you later. See you.